Hey everybody, as you can see from the background, making some headway in the project. Got the Bible study nook all put together. I'm very happy with it. Um, it's nice and cozy, just like how I wanted. I actually have some company on the way now. A couple friends coming over for some Bible study, so I get to unveil this will be the first voyage. Alright, enough with that stuff. I need to get us back on track. I've been kind of off things. I've been trying to get myself together. In this process, right, you have to commit. You have to take the time. You have to tell yourself you are going to do this. You are going to do what this process takes, and you are going to have to make the time to do it. And it's just like anything else for self-improvement. You have to make the conscious effort. And you have to also watch out that you don't give yourself a self-fulfilling prophecy where if you tell yourself you can't do it, then you won't be able to. Because how you talk to yourself really does matter. You really got to watch your negative self-speak. And that's one of the things, I've been struggling with lately is with everything that's been going on. Kind of sticking to my guns. And as you see, I kind of discipline myself. It's been a little hot out here. It's been real hot in this area for a little while. But again, silver lining, when I'm out here working in the heat, I'm sweating and it's helping towards my weight loss goal. I just got to be careful, watch my health. Because one of the problems of my, I'm on a lot of heart medications and blood pressure medications, and they do not mix well with extreme heat. So, I just have to be real careful, but I know what I'm, doing, and I've been doing this long enough. I know when to stop. I know when enough is enough. That's what's been taking me so long, is because I know when to stop. And unfortunately, I can't move like I used to, like I would like to. But again, it's just adjusting and getting used to things and building my body back up. I could probably get back to where I was, but it's going to take me continuing to do this discipline, this keeping at it, doing more. One of the things I dug out was the hand weights. I'm ready to take it further, because when I first started with cardiac rehab, they said walk. That's the best exercise for me, for my heart, and that's great. But I want to do more. So I pulled out some weightlifting stuff that I had, in storage. And I'm going to try and give that a whack too. Just get myself in better shape, Now that I've quit smoking, I'm really watching the diet. I am being more active. I really need to get, my physical body in better shape. And I know that does play a big part in the mental health as well. How your body feels is how your mind is going to feel. So you have to do things to take care of yourself. And I'm not saying, for all the people that get up in arms about being fat phobic and stuff, listen, I am overweight, and I know that, and I know it's bad for my health, and I know that's the cause of a lot of the heart problems that I have. Don't do it for appearances for other people. Do it for your own health. Do it because life is worth living, and you want to be here and able to enjoy it. And that's the only reason to get yourself in shape. Don't listen to anybody else. Shallow people worry about appearances. And if you're getting ready to take this journey, you're not shallow. Or at least you won't be when you get to the end of it. I can promise you that. That's where a lot of my depth comes from, is sitting here and doing these exercises and having these realizations and rewiring how my brain works and how I look at things. It's all parts and steps that are, part of it. But again, you have to, push yourself. You have to decide that you are going to take the time and you are going to put the dedication into the work. Because that's the only way it happens. And again, I've said it before too. It's not a goal to be attained. There is always room for improvement. There is always ways to better yourself. There is always a different way to look at something or understand something. This journey is not one that has an ending. It just goes until you can't do it anymore. And by that, but yeah. It's funny, now that I've been single again for a little while, and I've had a couple dates, and I've had, a good time with some people. But in all the people I've been talking to, only a couple have had any depth to the conversation. So that really kind of narrows down the options, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody that I can connect with on an intellectual and soul level. And again, with the work that I put into myself, I'm not to, sound conceited or anything, but I'm a lot higher level than the average person in that regard. And, my last relationship, it was somebody that, we started at the same level, but I worked on myself and I came up, and, my partner then didn't want to do the work. They didn't see that they had problems. They wouldn't even acknowledge it. They had no accountability. And that's why it ended, because I realized it was never going to change. And I'm not going to put myself in that position again. I'm going to take my time and find the right partner, because I really want the next one to be the last one. I was hoping the last one was the last one, but God stepped in and said, hey, this isn't what's meant for you. And it's not. I wasn't treated correctly, and I wasn't happy in that relationship. That was not a match for me. I really don't want somebody too worldly minded. You got to be more into the, spiritual and psychological aspect of life. I'm a firm believer that the point of life, the purpose of life, is to build character. Because when you come into the world, that's the only thing you got the framework for, and when you leave this world, it's the only thing you take with you. So that's the point. You have to become the best possible person that you can with the time that you have. That's the goal. And again, you have to have the time and the dedication to see it through, just like with anything else. People that are able to, do more than me, go to the gym. That's great. Lift weights, use the equipment, whatever you got to do. I wish I had access to that, but I don't right now. But I make do with what I have. Same thing with the mental aspect. Build up a library. Like I have shelves and shelves of books, all different topics, all different things. But it's all stuff that I want to know. It's all stuff that I want to understand in a deeper level. So that's why I have that collection. But again, you can't just buy books and put them on a shelf to look pretty. You have to take the time to read them. And sometimes you got to make notes to keep, to retain things. But yeah, take your life seriously. Because once you get to a certain point, then you can let that inner child out and relax and have some fun. But you got to get yourself, to a certain point first. Because if you do it before you're ready, then that inner child will actually regress you a little bit. It's good to let it out. It's good to, have a good time, to have some laughs. To be like a child for a little while. Enjoy that sense of wonder. That question of life. It's a great thing to do, but again, there's a time and place. You got to know when it's right to let that inner child out. But yeah, I think I'm going to cut this one short. My company should be here soon. But yeah, that was the main point that I wanted to make to everybody today. Is just make the commitment. Do it. It is not easy, but I promise it is so worth it in the end. All the skills and abilities and just the mindset and the different frame of living and worldview has greatly increased the quality of my life. Again, I might not have much in some people's eyes. I'm not in nothing to brag about, but I am extremely content with life right now, because I'm able to be, because I have my head in the right space, and I constantly try to look for that silver lining. Always look on the bright side and always have that attitude of gratitude. Don't ever forget to look up every once in a while and say thank you. Even for the trials, even for the hard stuff, because the stuff that should have broke me, the stuff that would have put most people down, it showed me how strong I really am. And it showed me how adaptable I'm able to be. And that's a strength. That is a serious strength. So I have to lean into that, and I have to use that. But anyway, take care of yourself. Try and keep taking care of each other. And I'll see you in the next one.